My name's Ben Cooper. I'm the Vice President for EMEA for Unravel. Today we're going to talk about data observability and FinOps for high volume users of Databricks, Snowflake, other modern data platforms, and we'll discuss how you can maximize the business value you're getting from your data assets. So the world has changed. We now live in a data-driven world. It's been that horrible analogy of the data is the new oil, but it's actually coming true these days. If you're not using data to achieve your goals, you can fall behind fairly rapidly. We've seen this profound transformation occur, and we find ourselves in a data-driven era. Data has become an invaluable asset. Myself, I've been working in software for now 15 years, all in data. And the companies that are leveraging it to achieve their goals are striving ahead. It's a critical factor for success these days. Data enables business insights, products and services to be developed. It's game-changing AI at the moment. That's the conversation we seem to be having with everyone. It's spotting patterns and making informed choices and decisions to drive growth and reimagine customer experiences. So there's a couple of winners that we all know. Another one is TD Bank. These guys had double-digit revenue growth, growing 61%, with expanded offerings and strengthened competitive advantages. And that was all through a data and AI initiative they pushed over the last 18 months. It's helping their customers and empowering them to grow more, be more confident in the services they're providing and the banking solutions through the digital channels they're being consumed in. Spotify surged 180% in a year, which is just phenomenal. And that's because their data engineering teams and their people are using AI for recommendations. The music's been around since before we were born, but it's been such a new success in the streaming industry because they're using data and AI to completely transform the way it's being consumed. Netflix is one of probably the biggest innovators offering entertainment. The video streaming technology they use is an exchange for a subscription fee, which is highly scalable. And over the years, their revenue and subscriptions has absolutely skyrocketed, all down to the use of their data and AI. So the three things we come across when we talk to our customers, and a couple of them we've shared today, it's talent. That seems to be the number one piece of feedback I'm getting today, is they've got thousands and thousands of skilled engineers, motivated engineers to build these automated data pipelines, the analytics and the AI that's powering the business, and time. These guys are early adopters of data. They've spent years making the mistakes that some organizations today are just sort of falling into those traps. And unfortunately, Spotify and Netflix have a huge amount of money. So they have the leadership and the investors backing to create these differentiating capabilities. So how are these guys achieving the success they're actually having? When we look at Spotify, they've got 4,000 engineers, which is 28% of their global employment structure are data engineers. They've got hundreds of engineering projects. They've got 20,000 batch data pipelines defined in 1,000 repositories owned by 300 teams, which are being used daily. I mean, these numbers are staggering. Netflix employs 2,500 engineers, which is only 16% of their global workforce, but it has over 200 open source engineering projects, which is driving innovation and efficiencies within the business. And they have around 70,000 workflows and 500,000 jobs a day, which is mind-boggling when you think about it, but then they're using data and AI tooling to make it more effective. So the scale and pace we've seen data being leveraged for AI and machine learning is driving exponential consumption. As companies look to differentiate through generative AI, we've seen the skill sets change. So 50 years ago, organizations began using relational databases. I've spent a very long time in the business intelligence space. Then 20 years later, organizations started consolidating that into a single location for the business to consume for client-based applications and web applications. And then it sort of powered e-commerce. We fast forward another 20 years and the beginning of large clusters, these lake houses everyone's talking about today. and distributed databases. So we're seeing companies achieve breakthroughs by modernizing their infrastructure and data layouts, which is then empowering the use of AI and machine learning. So your company still uses and probably is still using a lot of relational databases and web applications. They're starting to get distributed for high compute, elastic, CPU-bound applications, but people running those legacy systems have been very successful and effective, but that workforce today often lack the expertise to just jump into a Spark execution engine and run them. So over the time, there's been a growing change in the skill sets needed to support the data consumption. And while leading innovators have started earlier and have large, highly skilled teams, and they've invested huge amounts of money, given the pace of their data growth, this is a problem everyone faces today. So in order to run at these, or at this scale, you do have to use this modern AI tooling to help make cloud data analytics affordable, performant, and essentially even possible. So there was a big survey done of all of Databricks' customers, which there are absolutely thousands, and 86% of CIOs said they face tougher competition finding tech candidates, and while 73% of them actually worry about talent attrition. So even if you can afford these sort of army of experts, there simply aren't enough people to fill these roles. So the evolution of data roles has been significant in the last couple of years, and there's been a paradigm shift in the requirement for roles, as we can see. So last year, 16 billion was wasted in cloud spend through inefficiencies, poor VM right sizing, inefficient applications, where huge workforces of people have been moved into using elastic compute like EMR, Databricks, Snowflake, BigQuery. And having a large technology budget is actually insufficient to achieve the success you're looking for. So without the expertise and the efficient utilization and implementation of the technology, it's essentially out of reach. So expertise plays a crucial role in leveraging technology to its fullest potential. This is something Unravel actually helps address with our machine learning models, but making informed decisions and solving complex problems as a team and creating valuable innovation is very, very difficult. So skilled teams who understand technology landscape and collaborate to harness its potential to its fullest are achieving business benefits, but they're doing it based on the tooling that they've been given to help them. So this is a really interesting situation. So AI is enabling greater efficiency than ever before, and now there are, I think it's only 54% of all LLM models that are built for AI applications in businesses are actually deployed. So you can empower your data team to spend less time on routine tasks, mundane tasks, but you have to make sure the projects you're developing actually provide business value. So Maersk is one of our customers. They are a shipping company that's turned into an airline company, that's turned into a warehousing company. So they've branched out enormously through COVID. And one of their biggest challenges was they were building vast quantities of applications and pipelines in Databricks, but the cost was just going through the roof, and the business benefit wasn't being outweighed by the cost. So they actually plugged Unravel's AI tuning optimization engine into their CI/CD process, so they could proactively stop poor code and workloads promoting through development, UAT to production. This essentially saved them about 68% of their cost in 9 months, because poor engineering disciplines will creep into your production systems, and you need a governance tool or something in place, whether it's an AI model or or a machine learning optimization engine, to help you capture those issues. And some of the challenges around purpose-built AI for lakehouses and data clouds really is to get the granular visibility that all areas of the business need, from data engineering to FinOps to the platform owner to finance. You need to be able to allocate costs and start your journey on showback, chargeback. But then also, once you know where the costs are being consumed and you know who's causing them, you then need to know how to fix them. So that's also where you can start looking at AI tooling for the optimization of your cloud infrastructure. So you can accelerate your data application deployment using AI, which upskills the workforce overnight as soon as they get access to the tool. Their skill level rockets, and then you can actually achieve predictable spending with automated governance. So we're more than happy to talk about this. We have a booth, so do come over and say hi. And the last thing I'm going to cover before I pass to Chris is actually Wells Fargo. They've been a long time customer. I won't read the slide, you can cover that, but we provided Wells Fargo with the capability to bring together all of their cost information across AWS, Azure, GCP and their clouds by project, by line of business, by application and product and individual user, and then allocate all of the inefficiencies for every single one of those workloads and jobs to that grid. So who caused it, which pipeline, which department, which product, which cloud, so they could effectively go back and using the AI tune those out, which made their applications quicker but also made them cheaper. And I will pass over to Chris here for the next section.
Thank you so much, Ben, and thank you everyone for joining us today at Big Data London 2023. I hope you're having a fantastic show. So today we're going to talk about, with the appetite for AI as it continues to grow, and with the adoption of increased adoption of more platforms like Databricks, Snowflake, BigQuery, Amazon EMR, Cloudera. These platforms have so much promise, but with all of these capabilities, it comes with significant challenges that organizations are facing. So today we're going to talk about how can we clear the fog on cost visibility, and how can we harness AI to do much more with your existing budgets and automate our way into a smoother data-driven journey. So let's dive into some of the challenges that companies are facing. So first off, data spend forecasting is a massive uphill battle. It's roughly to reliably predict, and with this lack of predictability, it really puts a lot of strain on our financial operations. Secondly, our pace in introducing new data workloads often feels constrained. So you think about things like budget constraints or the availability of skilled resources. They sometimes act as barriers, and what that does is it slows down your cloud data adoption. Additionally, as we bring on more AI models, there's a massive uptick in the volume of data, which puts even more pressure on your already strained budgets. Lastly, there's the issue of restoring critical data applications. So with these complex tech stacks and the time-consuming process of correlating the metadata, we end up diverting our most skilled resources away from innovation. The silver lining is understanding and addressing these challenges can really give us a competitive advantage and streamline our data operations. So building on these challenges we just explored, for all of us using these platforms like Databricks, Snowflake, BigQuery, Amazon EMR, and others, first and foremost, everyone wants clarity on costs. You need to know where your budget is going, and more importantly, you want to have the ability to accurately predict future expenses down to the job and the user level. And then there's the role of AI. So not just a buzzword of AI, but a real tool that allows you to handle more data tasks efficiently. And what this does is it helps you get more from your allocated budget. Lastly, think about all the times you wish things just worked faster and smoother. That's where automation comes into play. So with the right tools in hand, you can kickstart your data projects promptly, and we can make sure that you're consistently hitting your SLAs. So let's dive into how we can make all of this a reality. So when discussing Unravel, we focus on these three core pillars: deep visibility, AI-powered insights, and effective automation. Our lightweight applications basically sit on your cloud, giving you a bird's eye view of your data operations. We analyze your data usage, warn you about potential overages, and offer optimization tips. From an automation standpoint, we help you set alerts for events. You get automated solutions, keeping an eye on everything from data platforms to cloud infrastructures. More importantly, this platform is purpose-built AI for the tech stack that you're using, whether that's Databricks, Snowflake, BigQuery, or the others I've mentioned. It's built from the ground up specifically for that tech stack. So it's vital to ground this in tangible results, because at the end of the day, what matters is what can this actually do for you. So Unravel essentially accelerates the launch of data applications, making the process up to 3 times faster. And this isn't magic. It's the combination of seamless collaboration between your data operations team and your finance teams, but also equipping your data engineers with an effective CI/CD process for secure and smooth rollouts. In practical terms, imagine being able to onboard 50% more data workloads with your existing budgets, to be able to launch your applications 3 times faster, and to accurately predict and forecast your budgets, and also hitting your SLAs 99% of the time. So Unravel enables you to run these 50% more workloads at the same budget. And it has purpose-built AI that essentially identifies jobs at the code, data layout, partitioning, and infrastructure levels. And it has fine-grained visibility to the job and user levels to prioritize the biggest opportunities to improve efficiencies. AI insights truly pinpoint where to improve code, SQLs, joins, and infrastructure. And our automated alerts and actions prevent accidental overspending. So customers are experiencing amazing ROI from Unravel. So for example, a leading global logistics company saw $20 saved for each dollar invested in Unravel. We enable you to create or launch new applications 3 times faster. Our AI insights, purpose-built for your data stack, detail actions to improve code, SQL, data layout, partitioning, and infrastructure. Before deploying to production, the speed cycle times. So engineers spend a lot less time troubleshooting and firefighting. This purpose-built AI is very much like an expert in a box that thinks outside the box. By leveraging Unravel, organizations have been able to expand that possibility. So an example of this is DBS Bank. They exponentially grew their data platform over the past 5 years, and they had no viable mechanism to catch code deficiencies. But with Unravel, they enabled tens of thousands of machine learning models and developers to use Unravel to evaluate code before it goes into production. Unravel helps you accurately forecast spending with granular cost allocation at the job and project levels to enable real-time visibility of ongoing usage. Our purpose-built AI understands usage patterns over time, and they map it to your cloud infrastructure pricing. Automated spend controls can prevent accidental overages, or runaway jobs, or non-compliant workloads. So an example of this is Banco Santander in Brazil was undergoing a digital transformation, right? And they needed to migrate workloads to Databricks fast. Strict budgets meant that they needed to really accurately assess the post-migration costs. Using Unravel, they managed to improve their forecast accuracy by 55%. Unravel also helps you achieve 99% SLAs of your data workloads with purpose-built AI that provides detailed instructions to optimize code, SQL, joins, and infrastructure allocation based on your SLA requirements. Our insights provide these ongoing alerts on problem areas before they happen. Novartis, right? So one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, they're using Unravel to achieve SLAs for their mission critical Databricks jobs. And they found tens of thousands of jobs by using Unravel that can be optimized for efficiency to increase performance. So essentially what we've covered is you can increase your the number of workloads that you're onboarding by 50% within the same budget. You can launch new data applications 3 times faster by that collaboration that we were describing of your data operations teams, your finance teams, and the CI/CD process for your data engineers, leading you to accurate forecasting and predictability. This will also lead to hitting your SLAs all the time, 99% of the time, that becoming the standard. Now, as I mentioned previously, it's purpose-built AI for your data ecosystem, whether that's Databricks, Snowflake, BigQuery, Amazon EMR, Cloudera, and others. We're the most proven data observability and FinOps platform out there. We're a member of the FinOps Foundation. We were also named the best tool and data platform of 2023 in the annual SIIA Cody Awards. We were also named for the fifth year in a row in the Big Data 100, and also recognized by Gartner as a sample vendor for both data observability and augmented FinOps. So we've covered a lot today. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We want to open up for a few questions if you have any questions that you'd like to ask. But also, we'd like to invite you over to our booth. It's right next to the Databricks booth, booth number 634, where we'll be hosting live demos specifically tailored to the data stack you're using in your organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you.